How y'all doing? How y'all doing today? Today's story, part one, will be about how Eric Lil E Dozer became the lead talker of the Live Wire Go-Go Band, the childhood sensational go-go band from Tacoma Park, Maryland. This band was formed in Tacoma Park back in 1994, 93. This band was already established. I wasn't a part of the original band when it first started. I came on later on down the line. So in these parts, I would tell you guys how I became the lead talker and what got me there. So I'm gonna just take y'all back in the past a little bit. Growing up from Tacoma Park, Maryland, to where it was just a lot of sports was being played, a lot of athletes, very great athletes, talented athletes. Yes, I was able to play basketball, but I was, wasn't that tall. And we used to on Piney Branch Field, so we had these hills. Girls used to sit there and watch. So we was called the Looney Tune Hustlers, and it was a group of girls that'd be with us. So during the playground, after finish watching us, they'd go up to the playground, and I used to go up there because all the girls used to be up there. So I would go up there, beat on the sliding board, and just make music and rap, acting like I'm rapping. Because at the time it's like what I was seeing and what I knew. But that'd be a whole different story. Talk more about my music path. But so everybody knew me for music, and that's how it started. My music career. So as time went on, coming out of Montgomery Blair High School, you know how the counselors used to ask you for a 5-year plan. Like, what's your 5-year plan? And I didn't have one. To the point they even called my mother to the school and asked her for like a sit down with the parent meeting. So I used to say music, and they used to tell me music is not a career back then. So they sent me to like trade school. So I didn't have no career going. So at the time, my childhood friend, his name was Jason Muscuri, was a basketball star in Montgomery County from Montgomery Blair High School as well. But he didn't get accepted to like a D1 school, so he had to go off to Montgomery College, Rockville. So let me tell you guys, let me give you the scene of Montgomery College, Rockville. If you ever been in this school, back in, like I said, 95 to 2001 is the time frame. This school was like Hampton, Howard, Eastern Shore, Maryland University, Clark, uh, what else? Georgetown. It was like all that in one. So just imagine all them schools in one. And then back then, MC Rockville had a football team, and it had dormitories. You can stay there, you can stay on campus. So people came from all over. And then you had people who came from Montgomery Blair that didn't want to join the armed forces and want to seem like, I'm still going to school and I'm still doing something in my life. So they ended up going to MC Rockville. Felt like you were still going somewhere. So yeah, this campus was so live with a lot of people. I mean, so much people was on this campus. So Jason, that's where he ended up going. He ended up getting a scholarship to play for MC Rockville. So he was like, Papa, we called each other Papa. I was like, Papa, just come with me while I go to MC Rockville. While I take this route, because this whole journey is to get to the lead and whatever my brother, I'm there with him. So I'm like, yeah, I'll go with you. I don't got nothing to do. I'm out here. So we end up going to MC Rockville, and then sometimes I stay at his house. I sleep there, and then his mom's will, like in the morning. Some people eat a regular breakfast. His mom's man was making like Aki saltfish, boiled green bananas. My man was drinking port, so I'm there with him. I'm hungry, so I'm eating it with him. But they was just prepping them, feeding them like island flavors, Guyanese, man. So they was building them up. So we drive up to MC Rockville in his little 2-door Corolla stick shift. We get on campus here, park all the way in the back, and we had popped the trunk. We used to get dressed in his trunk, y'all. That's how we got dressed in the morning in his trunk. Like, here, Papa, you take this T-shirt and you take this. But for me, I had nothing to do, so I wouldn't even see him throughout the whole time while we on campus. So you got to realize I'm still seeing my friends from high school on campus. But the whole time he going to school, he going to classes. He's then after class, in between class, he going to practice, and then he might shoot some jumpers. So at the end of the day, I would see him when it's time to go. But I made a reputation for myself as Dennis the Menace on campus. I was just like the bad person that had nothing to do with just on campus, just terrorizing, doing everything that's wrong. And yeah, I was just on campus, just terrorizing, man, and or hang out with my friends that I see. And then they had a thing called McMunchies. It was a store, and I just sit in front of McMunchies or sit outside. I'll find a way to make some money. They had something where you can take the books to the bookstore, make money. So it came to a point in time to where Jay was like riding home, was like, Papa, man, you gotta do something. You gotta get into class. You gotta do something. Because at this point, they telling him, like, you can't really be hanging around him, man. He's trouble. And to the point, I think, rest in peace to Papa Sherman. They call Papa Sherman, was telling him, like, man, he's a bad person. For me, he couldn't be around me. So he was basically telling me that day in the car, like, look, man, you gotta get it together or we gotta go our separate ways because I'm on my path. But in my mind, I'm like, I'm here with you. You know what I'm saying? Like, we here together. Like, I don't even, right? Like, I'm out here as well. And so an incident happened. Um, so at the time, his career is growing at MC Rockville. Like, he's doing amazing on the court. And she came up. They was about to take me to jail, and she said, "Well, if we give him some classes, would y'all let it go? Would y'all let him free?" And the police was like, "Yeah, but we got to take this with us, and if it come back all right, he's good. If it come back clean or whatever." So they was like, "But he got to go to class. We're gonna come back and check up and make sure." So she took me to her office, and she was like, "What you like? What you like doing?" And y'all got to realize. So at this time, I'm intimidated to say what I actually like to do in life, which is music. So just to tell you guys, like every morning we was going to MC Rockville, I would sit there and I'd just be writing rhymes, writing rhymes. Sometimes I'd just sit in the car, write rhymes while Jay be in class. I'd just be in there writing, writing, writing. To the point he used to be like, "Man, you ain't out here doing nothing. At least learn how to drive a stick shift while I'm in class." So you can at least try to drive a little bit and help. I couldn't. I tried. I messed up the clutch. I couldn't get the whole pedal up and down the 2 feet drive. I couldn't get that part of it. So I was scared to tell her that, like, look, I like doing music. So basically I just said, I don't know. I don't have anything to do. I don't know what I like to do. I just know I'm just here. And she was like, "Yeah, well, since you've been here, you've been causing a problem on campus. Everybody knows about you." And then she's like, "You're making your friend look bad." Um, and I was like, "I know." So she was like, "Here, I'm gonna give you this slip. Tomorrow, go to class." And she's like, "We're gonna take care of everything." She got me like financial aid. And then she also got me like the voucher. So remember I told you guys you can sell the books back. She gave me like a $200 voucher. I'm like, man, I'm about to go just take this money. But I end up doing it. We get in. I'm like, "Papa,